It's funny. I just got done like 20 minutes ago filming another tea vlog for you guys, and then I went home and I had another really kind of bizarre paranormal experience. So I decided that I was going to come back and film that for you today. So now there will be 2 tea vlogs of me wearing this exact same peach shirt, but I just wanted to come back and film this like immediately while it's still fresh in my brain, because ever since like kind of the beginning of October, I filmed a couple Pinterest videos where I was kind of like saying like really creepy and weird stuff is going on in my house lately. And then something else just totally happened. So I was like, all right, people ask all the time for paranormal experience vlogs, and I don't do them that much anymore because for many various reasons, which I swear I've vlogged about a couple times before, but I started to have like really bad experiences, and that was the main reason. That's why I will like never do the investigation side of it anymore. I have completely dropped that from my life. I think it was really negatively affecting my mood and my depression and anxiety and things like that. So just for my own personal health, that's really why I don't do that stuff anymore. But nevertheless, my childhood home remains incredibly, like, just, I don't know, it kind of seems to go through these like batches where there will be a long period of time and nobody will experience anything, and then for some reason, certain months or certain times of year, it seems like there will be kind of like a spike in energy, and I don't really know what causes that. But lately, like for the past month or so, both my parents and I have just been having really weird experiences. Dogman and I have a house, and that is where I live now, but I still go to my parents' house quite frequently, and I will stay over there sometimes just because I'm an only child, so I'm like really close to my family. So anytime Dogman is like fixing stuff around the house, or like if he's at work or working or just like whatever, like I will just go home to my parents' house and I'll hang out, we'll catch up and, you know, eat lunch and whatever. So Dogman and I's house, I really don't have that many experiences. It's maybe only been 2 so far for like the entire 2.5 years that we've been living there. But my parents' house still has tons of stuff happening, so a lot of times anyway, so here's what just happened. I have been over visiting today, helping my parents take down all of the Halloween decorations, mainly from the outside of the house. And so my dad and I, we had put up several inflatables this year, and so I was outside helping him like, you know, take the stakes out of the ground. And granted, we've had like really weird crazy weather here lately where it's made things like really muddy and stuff. So this is what happened. So we were pulling the stakes out of the ground and everything was going great. We had this one headless horseman inflatable, and it had 2 of the larger ground stakes. You know, they're like these metal things that you push into the ground to help make sure that the inflatable isn't just gonna like blow away. Normally you just like push them down, and then like sometimes if it rains or whatever, like they're harder to pull out of the ground because it'll be muddy and wet and whatever. So all the other ground stakes came out fine. Then we came to the headless horseman one, and it was these 2 ground stakes, and I mean they were like buried into the ground, and like obviously we didn't put them, you know, they've only been in the ground for like 3 weeks max. So it's not like we like hammered them into the ground or anything to like, you know, we just like pushed them into the ground using our thumbs or whatever. We like uncovered them. They were like covered in mud. They were like in the ground. It doesn't make any sense. So we were like pulling on them and pulling on them. I mean, for like what seemed like 10 minutes. And like, I'm a total weakling, and especially since I was in that car accident a couple years ago, I don't have good hand strength at all. But like, there's no reason why my dad shouldn't be able to just like pull these things out of the ground. And so like, he got agitated. He went into the house. He was gonna like get a drink and then get a screwdriver so that we could kind of like wedge something underneath the stake to pull it out of the ground. And like, I went into the house, I was on the phone with Dogman, my dad went to go get a screwdriver, and then like we came out of the house to be like, oh, let's try and get those stakes out of the ground, here's the tool. And like, both stakes were just pulled out of the ground, just like laying on top of like the inflatable. Like the inflatable was just sitting off to the side, like they were laying on top of the inflatable, like totally pulled out of the ground. And like there was no neighbors outside, no neighbor kids outside, like, and why would somebody just go randomly like pull stakes out of the ground? It doesn't make any sense. But like these stakes that we literally had just been pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling on were just totally like fully out of the ground and like set away from where they were in the ground. Literally, and my dad like hardly ever believes in this stuff. Like he always is like, yeah, sure. But like this time he was like, what is this about? And like he was the one, like, I don't know, who was like really shocked by this. The other thing that has been happening that's been driving me crazy, and that's why I don't think it's anything bad. Like literally, like growing up in this house my entire life, like I've always seen stuff and heard stuff like ever since I was a little kid, but I don't feel like it's anything threatening or bad. It's kind of just like silly little things that like sometimes it's just like weird, or sometimes you're like, oh, quit funning around. Because literally every time I sit down at my parents' house to do my makeup, and it will be something that I literally just pulled out of my makeup bag or pulled out of a drawer or something, and it'll be like a tube of lipstick that I set out specifically to use that day, or it'll be like concealer that I just set out. It'll be like one specific makeup object, and I will know I just set it on the counter, like right in front of my face. And it's like I will come to that step in my makeup and I'll be looking, like going crazy. Like, what happened to this lipstick that I just set out to use today? Like looking on the floor, re-looking in my makeup bag, like, did I put it up? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I will just get so frustrated that I'll just like get up and stop doing what I'm doing, or get on the phone, just decide to like wear another lipstick shade or use another product that day. And then literally I will come back, like whether it's 10 minutes later or like an hour later, and that specific thing that I was looking all over for will be sitting like right in front of my camera, or like right in front of my face or something, like exactly where there's no way that I could be like hunting and searching and hunting and like miss it, because it's literally right in front of my face. And that literally has been happening for years. It will happen all the time. And I'm like, if it happened like just once or twice, you could be like, oh, I'm just like doing something stupid, or I'm overlooking it. But like it nearly happens almost every single time I do my makeup at my parents' house. It's uncanny. It's crazy. It's bizarre. I don't know. And then when I was doing that Pinterest video, I actually filmed that video at my parents' house. A lot of times if I'm doing like bathroom type videos, like makeup videos or whatever, I will film at my parents' house because my vanity lighting there is really on point. I love it. So a lot of times, like if they're out running errands or whatever, I'll just go to my parents' house and film my videos there. Anyway, but like all that day, I was hearing like these mysterious crashings and bangings. Like it literally sounded like it sounded like somebody was like in the garage or something. And I went and I checked like multiple times. Nobody was there. There's no way anybody could have got in. Everything was totally locked up, and it just like kind of like kept happening. It was just a lot of like loud crashings and bangings, like something was being moved or something was being dropped. And it happened like 5 or 6 times that day. And that wasn't even a day when it was raining or windy or stormy. So you can't sit there and say like, there was no reason for this to be happening, you know, like not in like the garage and utility room part of the house, like where we have the washer and dryer. There was no laundry running that day. So it was just loud, crashing, banging noises for absolutely no reason. These aren't like, I don't know, maybe people are gonna think that these stories are lame or whatever. I mean, like I said, I don't have anything like, and then she peeled her face off. Like, I haven't been having anything like that, and I guess that's kind of why I don't really make a lot of, you know, paranormal experience videos anymore, because ever since I stopped investigating, like I don't have things that happen anymore that are like super impressive, but everybody kind of always wants an update. And so I don't know, these were kind of like some weirder things that have been happening lately, and definitely the thing with the yard decorations today. I don't know, that's just kind of, it's just kind of weird, you know? It's not like it's like threatening, it's not like it's bad. it's just kind of like really bizarre. So I don't know, hopefully this video was amusing to you guys. I know some people are always asking like why I don't do paranormal vlogs anymore. I think for my mental health, it's just like a good choice for me to not do the investigation stuff anymore. Sometimes I do miss it. I definitely, like I always say, I'm still very interested in ghosts and ghost stories. That's like all that I watch on television is like a haunting, Alaska haunting, like all the different stories. Paranormal Witness, that's like my favorite one right now. So literally, like, I'm still extremely interested in it, and I love ghost stories and I love hearing about people's experiences and stuff, but just like I've noticed, and if you watch my videos, it's kind of ironic because like everybody wants to say that my channel started out as like a paranormal investigation channel, and literally from day one it was called Bunny's Beauty Channel. But I used to do a lot of paranormal stuff as well. But if you watch my earlier videos, like you can tell it's like my mood and just like kind of how I talked and my energy and stuff was really, really, really different. And I think that that's just because I was really heavily into like the investigating, and I was really struggling with depression and anxiety and stuff. I still struggle with it, but definitely like when I first started my channel, I was like in a really dark, bad place. And I just think kind of like the less that I personally like go out and kind of like, let's say like actively invite it in my life, like the less that I do that, I seem to kind of be, you know, have more energy and not struggle with depression as much. Anxiety is still kind of like a hit or miss depending on what day it is. Now this vlog is turning into something else, but I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed my little paranormal stories, and I love y'all so very much. I hope y'all are all having a happy and safe November. I filmed another tea vlog for you guys. Y'all just leave in the comments when y'all want me to upload that. If y'all want me to upload that like this week, or if y'all want me to save that one for next week, just let me know. That one was kind of silly. I was just kind of like generally talking about stuff, but just let me know in the comments down below, and I will have that tea vlog for you guys as well. I love y'all so, so much, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.